Hi, my name is Selena, and I live in a remote Alaska village that shares my last name. I know there are a lot of new people around here and a lot of people asking about, what about the last name? So we're going to talk about that a little bit. No, yes, my last name and the village in Alaska that I live in are the same. My last name is Allsworth, the village is Port Allsworth, and this is Ozzy, my very needy black cat. So let's talk about it for a little bit. My great-grandparents homesteaded here on an agricultural homestead. This is them. Their names are Leon, or Babe, is what he was famously called, and Mary. Babe grew up in Minnesota. He came to Alaska to pursue aviation, and Mary is an Alaskan native born and raised here in remote Alaska. However, she was born further down the chain in a village called Pilot Point, and that's where they met. He was flying for the mail system and also for the canneries, and her family worked in that village. Babe was flying for the mail system and for the canneries, and Mary worked in the village with her family's store. She worked for cooking people at the canneries, stuff like that. This is where I have to look back. I can't remember if they were 16 years apart and she was 18 when she married him, or if they were 18 years apart and she was 16 years old when she married him. I think it's the other one. But all that to say, they got married. Babe was well loved by the family, to the point where they were like, oh, Mary, you need to marry him. And Mary, being the feisty little lady that she was, told her mom, well, if you love him so much, you should marry him instead. My great-grandma Mary passed away before I was born. My middle name is after her. I really wish I could have met her. She sounds like an amazing lady. I have videos in my Allsworth family playlist about more in detail, but that's her right there. She's so beautiful, and this is her family. They're so cute. Yes, because people ask, I am a small portion Aleut, still enough to get all the benefits of being the Alaskan native through healthcare and stuff like that. Anyways, back to their story. Long story short, Alaska was doing this thing where if you homesteaded on a plot of land for a certain amount of years and you could prove that you could live off of it by having a garden and basically a farm, you could have a certain amount of acres. And that is exactly what they did right here in what is now Port Allsworth. See, this is them, and that's one of our gardens back there we still use today. This is where their kids grew up, my grandfather and his siblings. Soon more and more people started to join them, and now it's the village of Port Allsworth. But how Port Allsworth got its name is actually interesting. There was a dentist out here that was needing an address to get his mail. Also, side note, Mary was our postmaster out here, and they did it from their home. So when coming up with the town, city, village name, he said Port Allsworth, named after my great-grandparents who homesteaded there originally. And that name is stuck. And now Port Allsworth is a village of about 200 people year-round. It's grown a lot even since I was a kid. So that's the background of how my last name and the village are the same. And you can see a lot more in this playlist that I'm gonna tag below.